Hello, my love, and welcome to the Currency Academy. This is your coach, Jamie C. I am so grateful and happy to have you inside of this lesson. So, inside of this lesson, we are going to be talking all about the reticular activating system. And in the following lessons with our additional coaches, Bridget and Lindsay, they're going to be talking a little bit more about different aspects of this. But I really want to take this in the most playful and fun way ever because, like Bridget always says, it's just not that serious. We are going to start taking a more fun and playful approach to the way that you call in wealth and abundance into your life. And what I really want to start doing just in this lesson alone is to start implementing some new knowledge around the reticular activating system. And then also to set you up on a fun little scavenger hunt, because this is going to be a fun way of testing this out. Okay. So the reticular activating system essentially is the middleman between your conscious thoughts and your unconscious thoughts. So let me just explain that if that is an unfamiliar topic to you. So, the conscious mind is basically running 5% of the show. So, this is where all of your desires and your dreams live. So, this is where, I want to make 10K months. I want to make 20K months. I want to do all these things, all of these big, juicy, amazing things that you want in your life. That's really only 5% of the show. And then sometimes we get into the like, okay, I'm going to take action. Woo. And, all of the most amazing things. But then what ends up happening is we end up feeling doubt or fear or procrastination or nervousness. And we start feeling all of these things that basically stop us, right? Or maybe like we start doing something for like a solid week and then it trails off, right? And doesn't stay consistent. So I want you to think about that as one aspect, right? All of the things that are kind of like holding you back from actually getting those types of things is actually that there's nothing wrong with you, first off. It's the most normal and natural response. But there's the unconscious part of you, which is running 95% of the show here, which is basically where all of your programming, the way you think your life should look, all of your expectations, you know, your stories around your upbringing and, who told you that success was important, or any story that you have that you've ever been introduced to. Your unconscious mind just takes in everything as truth, and it's basically like a little computer. And it basically is like hosting all of these unconscious beliefs down in the baseline here that you generally don't even know are there, which is the most interesting thing. But this also holds all of your past experiences, all of your perceived failures, all of the things that maybe you've tried one time before and it didn't work, or all the times you've tried things before and they didn't work. And it holds all of these stories. And anytime that it meets with this, oh, I'm going to make 10K months, it shows up as a behavior. The unconscious mind is like, no, 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 we're not doing that. We're absolutely not doing that. And basically sends a signal as a behavior to stop you from reaching that particular goal. So it's basically just a little bit of self-sabotage, which is very normal and natural. And we can see through the lens of neutrality, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just part of the human experience. Okay, so where does the reticular activating system come in? Well, let's get into this a little bit. So the reticular activating system essentially is the middleman between those two things. It's the kind of the little man that's standing in between the 95% and the 5%. And he basically says, oh, she's focusing more on that there's not enough space for her, that she's not important. Make sure to show her more of that. And it basically then can like prime all of your stories and reaffirm those beliefs of that you're not important or you're not worthy, or that all of these things that then basically show up as behaviors of you stopping reaching your goals, right? Maybe it starts for you as scrolling, or all of these things that basically stop you from reaching your goal. So that little middleman is just basically doing what you are telling it to do. And how do we tell it what to do? We tell it what to do by what we focus on. So if we start focusing more on where there's not enough space for us, we're reaffirming a belief that exists. Okay. So now where this gets to be fun is if we can constantly find proof of this all the time, of where we're not important or where our dreams are not possible, we can also find proof of the opposite. So the reason why this is so important is because that thing that I just talked about, where like you're finding proof of all these things because of the beliefs that you have, it just kind of reflects back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If you have a belief that making money is going to be hard, you're going to show up as a person and look for proof of that always being the case. And you're going to see the world through that lens. Now, that's all happening unconsciously. Like, you're not doing that on purpose. You're not looking for that on purpose. You're not like, hey, I'm going to scroll on the internet and try to find reasons why I'm not important. It's just happening on autopilot. And you don't do it on purpose. It just happens that way. But this is why you're in this container, because we're going to start switching up the game. We're going to start doing things differently. So, how do we do things differently? Is we actually are going to start looking for new things on purpose. So, how do we do that? We are going to actually start priming our reticular activating system. So, I'm just going to give you a quick little example, like an everyday example of how this is going to feel so easy to understand. Go on TikTok and start scrolling and looking up all of the scary things that are happening in the world. The algorithm's going to be like, hey, she wants to see more scary stuff. So let's flood her feed with all of the scary stuff. And then what is that scary stuff going to do? It's going to make you feel like crap. It's going to make you feel scared. It's going to make you feel like the world is not a safe place. Now, instead, start searching up positive affirmations, meditations, people who are doing amazing things, people who are inspiring you, people who are showing you that the world is a safe place, that it's happy, that all these things. What is the algorithm going to do? It's going to start showing you all of the amazing things in the world that are happening for you, right? And guess what? That's how you're going to see the world. If you look at that algorithm long enough of all of this amazingness, you're going to feel amazing. You're going to say, oh my God, I feel so safe. I feel so happy. I feel so grounded. I feel so centered. And guess what that's going to do? That's going to allow for you to take action in a different way. That's going to start training your beliefs, because if you believe the world is safe and then you start taking action that way, guess what? That's how we create new beliefs by looking at something consistently and having an emotional response to it again and again and again until it becomes a belief. So, with that being said, we're not going to go and start looking for all of the ways that you're going to reach your goals. We're going to do it a little bit more fun and playful. Okay. One little thing that I am going to have you do is, now that you're mindful of it, I'm going to have you just be really mindful of what you're scrolling and looking at to see if you can just play with that a little bit, so it's a little bit more supportive to your energy. So maybe some just I like to call this a social dump, a mass mute, if you will. Just getting rid of anything that does not support you. Okay, because we know how important that is. Anything that you're taking in is either making your life more enhanced or taking away from how you feel. So that's one thing that we're going to be focusing on. But let's scavenger hunt. I want you to pick an object. This could be a blue butterfly. This could be a blue book. This could be a specific kind of candle. This could be a symbol, an object, anything. And we're going to go and start saying, I can't wait to see more blue butterflies. I can't wait to see this object. I can't wait to see it. And wait until you start noticing all of the blue butterflies. And it could be in a picture. It could be something that you saw on your phone. It could be a book that you opened up to be like, look, a blue butterfly. And we're just going to focus this phase alone only on the most playful and fun things, because this gets to be fun and playful. But I want just to prove to you that the more you focus on the fun and playful and the simple and the easy and the joyful, the more you're going to see it, right? I'm not going to tell you, okay, we're going to look into your bank account and do all these. Nope. No, we're going to have fun. So let's pick an object. I love blue butterflies. So if you want to choose the blue butterfly, that's fine. Or maybe it's a tiger, or maybe it's a certain kind of flower, or maybe it's just a certain color. Maybe it's just this like very unique color, or maybe it's a certain kind of word. Maybe it's a word like love or abundance. It could be anything you want it to be that is playful and fun. And what we're going to do is, when we choose that, we're going to go on a hunt throughout our daily lives and wait for it to show up and be like, ah, there it is. And anytime you see it, I want you to say, oh my gosh, there it is. Oh my gosh, there it is. Because this is the exact process of how we're going to start changing our lens on life, is just by knowing that it's always available. Everything is always available. If you say you want that blue butterfly, it's going to show up for you. And by doing something that doesn't have much emotional connection to it or much weight or anything that's going to affect your nervous system as much, this is an easy and effortless way for you to find something that is always showing up for you. And then we'll translate it into money. Then we'll translate it into sales. Then we'll translate it into overflow, all of the amazing things. So with that being said, that is the scavenger hunt that we're going to be focusing on. And I want you to imagine right now that you are handed the most beautiful pair of sunglasses. I imagine mine with like their cat eyes and they have like the red rim, and I put them on, and everywhere I see is fun and abundance, and that the world is working out for me and everything. I'm the luckiest person. This blue butterfly is going to find me. I'm not searching for it. It's going to find me. I don't have to go and race and look through all of the things. I don't have to do more. It's just going to find me. And when it does, I have proof and trust that it's always abundantly available for me, that whatever I choose and want to see, I will find more of it. And another really good example of this, and I've said this example maybe in like another podcast, but another example of this would simply be the red car theory, right? So let's just say, for example, you have a white Ford, okay? And then you go and you really want to get a red Jeep. And you go to the Jeep dealership and you test drive the red Jeep and you feel the beautiful leather interior and you put your fingers on the knobs and everything just, oh, it's amazing, right? And then they just say, okay, well, we can't take this one, but we're going to put in a special order for you and come back in 2 days and it'll be here for you to pick up and to purchase. Okay. So you go back home into your white Ford after signing all of the paperwork, sign, seal, delivers. It is my red Jeep. Okay. You drive home and you get stuck in traffic. And what do you see everywhere? Red Jeeps. And you're like, wait a minute, were the red Jeeps? Why are there so many now? Why do all I see is Jeeps now? And that's because you primed your reticular activating system to say, hey, this is what I'm focusing on. This is what I want to see more of. Your focus is your currency. That's the biggest thing here, is what you focus on expands. And guess what? There's only two things: the lack of or the presence of. So if you are focusing on the lack of things existing versus the things that are existing, you're going to see more of that. So if you're focusing on, oh my God, look at how many Jeeps there are, that's amazing. Oh, right, full abundance. I'm focusing on the presence of, right? If I'm always stressed out about like, oh my God, I can't find a Jeep. Oh my God, I can't, oh my God, relating this back to money, right? Oh my God, there's no money. Oh my God, I didn't make a sale. Oh my God, this isn't happening. And we're constantly focusing on the lack of, we're never going to see, well, first off, it's going to trip up our nervous system and we're not going to actually take action. We're just probably going to either take action and hyper hustle because we're looking for this temporary sense of satisfaction and comfort in our nervous system. But we are also going to notice that we're not going to feel in alignment. So by focusing on the thing being there, we're actually going to, because it's always existing in our world. Everything is always existing. The feeling that you're searching for is always existing. But what I'm going to have you do is we are going to focus on our scavenger hunt in this, and then I'm going to have you look in your workbook below and fill that out and have fun on your scavenger hunt. And I'm so excited. Okay, thank you so much for staying in on this beautiful lesson inside of Currency Academy. And I hope that you are enjoying your journey here. And I'm so grateful that you are a part of this. See you soon. Bye-bye for now.